this story caught my eye because I've sort of in the back of my mind I've always been curious as to how would you call it, the food industry or us as a society solve the problem of delivering food like meat to millions and millions and billions of more people that want to consume it. And this idea of a four-story bioreactor designed and built in the US to cultivate meat and other animal products, I thought was really interesting. It sounded like a very science fiction idea, but then something that could practically occur.
Well, look, I'm going to draw a long bow, but I connect this to, the generational change we're seeing in politics, around social issues. And there are people that feel that growing meat in traditional ways is no longer really acceptable, either from a, I guess, animal well-being perspective and also from a climate perspective. Now, whether or not they're right or wrong, won't change their attitude. And I think what we're seeing here is the technology's there now to create an artificial style of meat. Bioreactors are how you do it, and you can probably create an entire process that effectively will turn out to be more sustainable than raising animals for meat. And I think that this is really interesting because this is a generational change. And if people demand it and there's enough demand for this to be commercially viable, then it'll become a thing. And once it becomes a thing, it'll sweep through in a generational change. So we may be saying, there's 30 years left of meat from livestock.
It's fascinating, isn't it? And very much the stuff of what we would have grown up on as sort of out there, like as in a science fiction idea, almost to the point of not that it's a Star Trek replicator, but it's kind of maybe a little bit like that in the sense that it's being grown from those non-traditional means.
Well, I think the part of the generational changes is that maybe 30 years ago, nobody would have touched it because it was artificial. But now those same people that in that demographic that wouldn't have touched it because it was artificial will touch it because it's artificial. And that just goes to show you how attitudes change. And when they do, you get a generational shift.